Okay, so we are going to be dealing with the topic of nominal relative clauses. Okay, but before that, and between brackets, I want to go over the the structure of the noun phrase. Although I uploaded a PowerPoint presentation with this information, but as we are using a new way of analyzing phrases, I don't know if a new way, but adding some elements and changing some words for next year. Yes, I want to clarify that for noun phrases, adjectival phrases, adverbial phrases, and prepositional phrases, this is the most likely structure that you may find. Yes. The specifier, which is usually the determiner, what we knew as the determiner, yes. Then you will find the modifiers, that the modifiers are optional. They are optional categories. They may appear or not. Then you will find the head of the phrase, which is the element that cannot be taken away from the sentence, from the phrase, sorry. For example, if I say she's very old would be the phrase, yes, the adjectival phrase. I can say she is old, yes, because old is the head of the adjectival phrase. Very is a modifier, so it is optional, okay? I can say she's old, or I can say she's very old. Yes, what I cannot say is she's very what? Something else. Yes, we need a subjective complement. So, and then after the head, you may find two options. Either you have a complement, yes, or you have a post modifier. Post modifiers are optional categories, as we said before, yes, but complements are not optional. Yes, they are necessary for the head to make sense. They complement the meaning of the head, like we saw in the sentence in the video before. Yes, she is old enough. Enough is a complement because it's essential to the meaning for the rest of the sentence. Yes, she is old enough to make her own decisions. Yes, she is old to make her own decisions would mean something different. So enough is a complement to the head. Yes, and if it is an adjectival phrase, it will be an adjectival complement. If it is an adverbial phrase, it would be an adverbial complement. If it is a prepositional phrase, it would be a prepositional complement. Okay. Now for verb phrases, whenever you find an auxiliary verb, that would be the specifier. Yes, auxiliary verb. Then you will find the main verb and the head. Yes, the main verb is the main verb of the sentence. And followed by the main verb, you will find what? Maybe a direct object, an indirect object, a subject complement, an object complement, yes? And it could be that you find an adjunct. Adjunct are optional categories, yes, that may appear after the head of a verb, okay? So I hope that this brief explanation made things clearer to you, and if not, you know that you can ask questions. Okay, let us continue now with nominal relative clauses. These sentences are all examples of nominal relative clauses, okay? You will have to pay attention because these are slightly different than non-finite to infinitive clauses, because we will find the subject she, gave, whoever, came, a present is the predicate, yes? And we have to identify the clauses. The first one is she gave. This is the relative clause, whoever came, yes, and a present complements this one. She gave a present to whoever came, Yes, so we need to split the sentence like this. Yes, we need to find the clause in the middle. This is the nominal relative clause, whoever came. So whoever in this case is going to be the subject inside the clause, and came is going to be the predicate. Yes, so this is like subordinated sentences. Yes, um, we have a subject and a predicate inside the sentence. Here I did not like. We have here one clause, and then what he wrote is another one. Okay, so this means that we're going to analyze inside the sentence. Yes, in like the example I gave you in the non-finite clauses, we have to like zoom in into the clause and see what are the functions and categories inside that clause. It's a different province, but it's inside the same sentence. Okay, and here in this case, what is the predicate, he is the subject, and wrote is the predicate. Yes, I'm just showing you how to split them. And then we're going to analyze them. I was sure, this is one clause, that I had seen her is another clause. Yes, it's another clause. That, in this case, is the predicate. I is the subject, had seen her is the rest of the predicate. Yes, this is inside the clause. Then we know that I is the overall subject of the sentence, and was sure that I had seen her is the whole predicate. Yes. She asked. Let us find first the clause. This is a clause. We have a subject and a verb, a small part of a sentence. What the teacher had said is another clause. Yes. What when we have she is the subject, asked what the teacher had said is the predicate, and inside that predicate we have to analyze separately the clause. Yes, so what is the predicate, the teacher is the subject inside this clause, and had said is the rest of the predicate. The last sentence, the idea is that she is beautiful. That she is beautiful is the nominal, the nominal relative clause. Yes, and we do it the same way. The idea is this: the subject is that she is beautiful, is the predicate, and inside we are also we have to identify the predicate and the subject. Yes, here this is the subject, and is beautiful is the predicate inside the predicate. Okay, so notice that if we need to find a pattern, is that nominal relative clauses begin with usually with question words or relative pronouns like whoever, what, or that, the that clause. Yes, this is how they begin. Okay, so let us see some examples of how to analyze these sentences. Yes. Let me find a different marker. Give me a second. Okay, so she gave whoever came a present. She gave whoever came a present. In this case, well, let us first identify the. Otra vez. I don't know why the marker, there is a moment that stops working. Let's see if I can use this. I'm going to use not the marker because for some reason it makes the PowerPoint stop functioning. So we have the subject noun phrase. Yes, as we saw in the previous video, she. is a pronoun and the head. And then gave, whoever came, a present is the predicate, the whole predicate here. And it is a verb phrase. Okay? Now, let us identify the nominal relative clause. Whoever came. Yes, it begins here, whoever came. Yes. Notice that we can split it. We can say she gave a present. So she gave a present is one clause. Whoever came is a different clause. And we have to analyze it inside. Yes, it's as the example that I gave you before. We have one country, but two different provinces. So let us see the clause here that we identify the subject, whoever, and came, the predicate. Okay? Now let us go from the very beginning. We have the subject, as we said, gave, which is the main verb and the head of this clause, and it is a transitive verb of complete predication. Yes, it is a transitive verb because we need an object. She gave what? A present. So a present is a direct object. This direct object functions, the category of this function is a noun phrase. It's an article, a determiner, and a specifier. Present is a noun and the head of the noun phrase. Okay? And it is the direct object. Now, she gave a present to whom? To whoever came. The answer to this is to whoever came. That means that this is the indirect object of the sentence is whoever came. Okay? Whoever came, whoever is a relative pronoun and the head, yes, and it's the subject of this clause, and came is the main verb, the head of the clause, and it is an intransitive verb because there is no object after it, yes, inside the clause I'm not talking about the overall sentence, I'm talking, you have to zoom in into the clause, yes, so that's why it is an intransitive verb of complete predication. Whoever came, I don't need to say something else about that. Yes, because gave is completing a present, but whoever came is a different thing. It's a different province. Yes, so it is an intransitive verb. It needs no object. Came is not connected with a present. So it needs, came is an intransitive verb of complete predication. Yes, and here, what you find here, finite nominal clause. Notice that there is a line on top of the S, like a dash. Yes, here you have it at the bottom of the PowerPoint presentation that it means finite nominal clause. Why finite? Because the verb shows tense and it may also show agreement. Yes, so this one is a finite nominal clause. This is what we call it. And only the clause, this is the category of the indirect object in this case, finite nominal clause, okay? And this is what we call a complex declarative sentence. Complex declarative sentence. Yes, here I wrote it fully so that you knew what I was talking about. Yes, because this is complex because we have a subject in a subject and a predicate inside the predicate. Yes, and it's a declarative sentence. Okay, let us see another example. Yes, I did not like what he wrote. I did not like what he wrote. I is the subject, did not like what he wrote is the predicate. Now, let us identify the clause, the nominal relative clause. It begins with a WH word, in this case, what? It either begins with a WH word or with that, okay? So what he wrote is the clause, the second province inside this country, okay? If you want, you can first identify here the predicate and inside the clause, he is the subject, what is the predicate, wrote is the predicate. Yes, what he wrote. Now let us start with, well, here the subject is also the noun phrase. I forgot to to include it sometimes when I forget to add things, especially when I'm doing several sentences at once, because I first do it on paper, then I translate everything into the computer, and I may miss something. So the subject is the noun phrase I, a personal pronoun, and the head. Now the verb phrase, the predicate, we have an auxiliary verb here, did not. Yes. This is a primary auxiliary verb, and it's a specifier. Yes, as we discussed here in the verb phrase structure, a specifier that can be an auxiliary verb, and usually, of course, the auxiliary verb is followed by a main verb, the head. Yes. So this it stands for finite. Finite because did not shows tense, past simple, and agreement first person singular. In this case, because we have the first person here and we mark it anyway. Yes, even if in the past we only have one form of combining the auxiliary verb. Yes, because this verb is finite. Okay. So in your analysis, when you find an auxiliary verb, yes, you should mark it as primary auxiliary verb. It says primary because sometimes almost like 3 more auxiliaries may appear. In this case, we only have one, so it is the primary auxiliary verb, and it is the specifier. And this is what you should mark about the auxiliary verb, that it is finite because it shows tense, past simple, and agreement. You look at the subject. In this case, it's the first person singular. Okay, if it says he, she, or it would be the third person singular. If it would be we, it would be the second person plural. Okay, and so on. Like is the main verb of this verb phrase. It's the head, and it is a transitive verb of complete predication. Transitive verb of complete predication. It is transitive because I cannot say I did not like. You did not like what? What he wrote. What he wrote functions as the direct object. And what he wrote is a finite nominal clause. Finite nominal clause. Okay? Don't forget the dash on top of the S. Now let us analyze, let us get inside this second province in the sentence. What he wrote, what the predicate, he, the subject, wrote the rest of the predicate. Yes, he is the subject, it's a pronoun, and the head. He wrote. Wrote is a transitive verb because he wrote what? Yes, so what is the direct object of wrote in this case? Yes, what is a pronoun and a head in this case? And it is a transitive verb of complete predication because we don't need any other ideas to complete the concept of the direct object. Okay, I did not like what he wrote. And this is a complex declarative sentence. Let us go on. I have one more example. The idea is that she is beautiful. If you notice, I always try to give you examples of sentences that are different. Yes, with a relative pronoun, whoever, with a pronoun, what, that functions as a direct object in this case. Yes, and here with that, so that you more or less know how in each case it could be. Yes, the idea is the subject and the noun phrase. Is that she is beautiful is the predicate and the verb phrase. Okay, now where is the clause, the finite nominal clause? It begins with that. That she is beautiful is the clause. Okay, that is the predicate inside the clause. She is the subject, is beautiful is the predicate. Okay, now let us analyze the idea. The idea is a noun phrase. The is the article, the determiner, and the specifier. Idea is the noun and the head. If we go to the predicate, we have the verb to be is. Yes, in this case, it's a linking verb, and it is an intransitive verb of incomplete predication. The idea is that she is beautiful. So that she is beautiful is the idea. So that she is beautiful is the subject complement or the subjective complement. And this is a finite nominal clause. Finite because is, in this case, which is the verb, shows tense and agreement. Tense, the present simple, agreement with the third person singular, she. Okay? So, let us get inside the clause. The overall idea is that the idea is the subject, is the linking verb, and that she is beautiful is the subjective complement. And it is that she is beautiful is a finite nominal clause. Okay? So you mark it like this, FNS with a small dash at the top. Okay? Now let us get inside the clause. This is as if you would be analyzing a different sentence inside the sentence. Yes? That we are always going to mark it as a subordinating conjunction. Remember when we talked about compound sentences and we said that and, but, or were subordinated conjunctions, where that in this case is a subordinated conjunction. Yes? So that is a subordinated conjunction, and this stands for complementary. Yes, let me see if I'm saying the right word. Let me find the, sorry, the complementizer. The complementizer, that is the complementizer, okay? Because it complements, it says the idea is that she is beautiful. Yes, that, yes, it is what introduces the concept that completes the subject, yes? So it is a complementizer, that is the function, yes? The subordinated conjunction is the category and complementizer is the function of that, okay? She is the pronoun and the head is a linking verb, an intransitive verb of incomplete predication. She is beautiful. Yes, this is what we have been analyzing in the first term. Yes, beautiful, an adjective and a head, and it is the subjective complement. Who is beautiful? She. Yes, so this is it complements. Yes, it redefines the subject. So she is beautiful, and it is an adjectival phrase. Okay, and this is a complex declarative sentence. Okay, so what is important about these sentences is that first you do the overall analysis. You identify the parts, identify the clause where it is, so that then you can analyze it properly. Yes, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. As usual, I will leave a forum attached to this lesson, okay? And I will leave some sentences for you to practice, and I will later upload the answers to them. Yes, the key. She asked what the teacher had said. The idea is that prices are too high. They called the inspector, whatever name they wanted. The truth is that your boyfriend betrayed you. Okay, so let's see how the practice goes, and then we will see the key, so that you know the answers to the analysis of these sentences. Okay, take care. Bye.